Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiareri. No nation or individual prays or stumbles into sustainable successes. To achieve success, purpose, plan, preparation, focus, discipline, knowledge, and skills are very, very important. Prayer is good. Miracles happen. But I've also taken time to look through the scriptures. Miracles don't just happen by accident. People also position themselves for such miracles. They pray, they prepare, they position themselves. I will give you several examples from the scripture. The man that was paralyzed for 40 years properly positioned himself. He was by the pool of Bethsaida when Christ came. And when Christ came to that place, he saw the man and had compassion on him. The man was not at home waiting for a miracle. He was positioned by the pool of Bethsaida. He was expecting that when the angel moves the water, he will be able to jump in. But of course, other people who were more prepared for him were jumping in before him. So he never received the miracle until Jesus Christ came. And when Jesus saw him, Jesus Christ healed him and he walked home. But note one thing. The man did not sit at home waiting to be healed. The man took a step. He was at the pool of Bethsaida before Christ came. What of Peter and those that went fishing? The scripture made us to understand that they went at the right time, which was in the night. They went with the right team, which are trained fishermen. They have been trained all their life to be fishermen. They went with the right tools. They went with their boat. They went with their net. They went with their hooks. But for whatever reason, they fished all night and they caught nothing. In the morning, while they were washing their nets, while they were preparing to go home without anything, Christ came to that place, and Jesus Christ wanted to use their boat so that he can go ashore and be able to preach without people mugging him. And they provided their boat. After ministering to the people and using their boat, he now turned and told them to cast their net into the water. First of all, it was a wrong timing. That was not because mostly fish are caught when the waters are still and there are no noise and they come ashore a little bit. But despite the fact that it was a wrong timing, Peter listened and he cast his net into the water and he caught net breaking and ship sinking catch. Remember, he was prepared. Without any net, there wouldn't have been anything for him to cast into the water, and without the boat, there wouldn't have been anything for him to fill. What of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? The Bible said there were thousands and tens of thousands of people that were captured when Babylon raided Jerusalem. There were professors, chiefs, kings, wealthy men, billionaires, and all those stuff. But these four decided and proposed in their mind, that it's purpose, that they are going to live their life getting knowledge and not defiling themselves with the nonsense or whatever that comes from the king's table. They refused to sit by the table where looting and all those nonsense are taking place. And they kept themselves, they kept to their vows, they kept to their principles. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, even to the point of death, said they are not going to bend their rules. They are not going to succumb to the nonsense and the awareness that Nebuchadnezzar wanted to institute by making people worship his golden calf, the golden image. Of course, they were thrown into the fire. They still resisted. It was at the point of them being thrown into the forest that the fourth man appeared. If they have not stood by their principles, they will have lost everything. Go through the Bible. What of the friends of the paralyzed man? Jesus was preaching. The whole place was jam-packed. There was no way they could get the guy through to Jesus Christ. They went and broke the roof of the house. I just want you to understand the precision, the energy, the thinking, the brain behind being able to open a roof of a building and then gradually use rope and the mat to measure, to bring the guy down from the roof to the point where Jesus Christ will see the guy without breaking without interrupting anything. And when Jesus saw it, it was such a faith to behold. He saw their faith. The faith was so tangible. He saw it, and the guy was healed. What of the woman with the issue of blood? She pressed forward and said, by tradition, she's not even supposed to come anywhere near that place. People will not allow her to, by Jewish tradition, to come there. But she defied tradition. She defied beliefs, and she went there Not only was she not supposed to be there, she pressed forward until she touched Jesus, because she proposed in her heart, if only I can touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. And he was made whole. What of the Syrophoenician woman? What of the centurion? Go and check through the Bible. Bible made us to understand that people who received miracles, it wasn't, yes, it was a supernatural thing. It wasn't accident. There was a purpose. There was a plan. What of Hannah? Hannah desired a son and a child, and he was painstakingly, religiously going to Shiloh, because he felt in his heart that was where he would receive God. For years he could not receive his child. It did not stop him from going. At this particular point, she was so grieved in her heart that she could not even pray again. She was tired of praying, and she was mumbling things from her heart, and her mouth was shaking. Eli, who was lacking understanding, was even trying to abuse her, calling her a drunkard. She did not flare up to attack or abuse Ahab. She only told Ahab, I am not drunk, even by this hour of the day. I am grieved because of my need. And Ahab and Eli just said to him, let it be to you according to your faith and according to your desire. Eli didn't even understand what she was praying for. And that same day, she conceived. When she got that same year, she conceived and gave us one of the greatest prophets that walked the face of the earth after John the Baptist, and that is Samuel. So no nation or individual prays or stumbles into success. There's always a place of strategic planning, preparation, purpose, focus, discipline, and knowledge and skills. And that is problem. Go and check the top 10 economies in the whole world. They took out time, first of all, to educate their people. They have 98%, 97% literacy rate. They had very long-term plan. Look at Singapore. 1965, Singapore was a pariah state, pariah nation, kicked out of mainland Malaysia because they had no natural resources. It was just a strip of island, 721 square miles. They had no natural resources. They were just a piece of island. In fact, things were so terrible. They were importing sand to be able to build a habitation for people. So Malaysia deemed them not to have any value, and they kicked them out. But they forgot one thing. They were strategically positioned to be like a transshipment hub for the world. And good leadership, Lee Kuan Yew provided that leadership. And they took out time to build themselves, to build their nation. Today, they are among the top 4-5 biggest economy by GDP per capita. What of South Korea? As at 1970, Nigeria was far ahead of South Korea. $12 billion GDP Nigeria, $9.5 billion GDP South Korea. Today, South Korea, 52 million people, $1.63 trillion GDP. Nigeria, 218 million people, $252 billion. You can see how they've gapped us. Plan, purpose, focus, discipline, strategic planning. Look around you. Nobody stumbles into success. Nobody stumbles into it. There must be painstaking plan. Thank you, and God bless you.